We want to move on now, and the U.S. economy shrank again between April and June, sparking more worry about the country going into a recession. So far this year, the economy shrank nearly a percentage point in the second quarter and nearly 2% in the first quarter. Despite this new report, stocks ending in the green for a second straight day. The Dow up 332 points, the NASDAQ 130, and the S&P 500 up nearly 50. We do have team coverage across the country looking into the numbers and how they impact your money. So joining us first, NewsNation business contributor Lydia Moynihan. So Lydia, are we in a recession even if it's not yet official?
Well, that is the $1 trillion question. You hear among 20-somethings that they don't want to put a label on their relationship, right? And now economists are saying they don't want to put a label on whether or not this is a recession. Now, historically, a recession has always been 2 consecutive quarters where the economy shrank. So by that definition, we are in a recession. The difficulty here, though, is that there's this obscure council called the National Bureau of Economic Research, and they meet and they determine whether something is officially a recession. So they have yet to declare the economic environment a recession. And I think there is a bit of confusion because, again, we have historically low unemployment, and yet we are seeing slowing growth. Regardless of whatever it chooses to be labeled, it's obviously a very difficult time in the economy with inflation and growth. So that doesn't minimize, no matter what it's called, it doesn't minimize the difficulties that people are facing.
So, Lydia, you talk about this council, which has yet to officially declare a recession, although by definition we would be in one. Why is it that economists just don't always agree on whether or not we're in a recession?
I think where we are now is in such uncharted territory. We really haven't seen a situation like this in the U.S. economy. And a lot of economists think that this downturn has a lot to do with exogenous factors that can be relieved shortly. They think the war in Ukraine, China's lockdown policy has impacted the supply chain, and we can resolve those issues shortly. So there is some optimism that we can address some of these issues. I think it's been difficult because the Biden administration has come out and basically said that a recession, we're not in a recession, everything's fine, nothing to see here, move along. And I think obviously that's a very politically motivated thing to do, but I think there's a serious debate around whether or not what we're experiencing is technically a recession.
Also, are there any industries that maybe could be key to indicate that, okay, we're officially, this is it, we're in a recession?
Well, a big one is Walmart. America shops at Walmart, and Walmart, frankly, has some of the best real-time data of anyone, possibly better than the government. And they reported their second quarter earnings this week. And what they forecast is that there will be a bit of a slowdown. They slashed their profit expectations for the rest of the year. And what they said is that inflation is already eating into people's spending. So when we're having a great time and when the economy's, going gangbusters, people are buying fun items like clothes. And now they're seeing people just spend really just on the essentials, gas and food. And so they're seeing consumer spending slow as a result of inflation. So that would be an indicator that, we're probably headed or are already in a recession.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.